Lesson 124, Time, Manner, Place. So we've been giving you a sneak preview over the past couple of lessons, talking about the order in which we put adverbs or adverbial phrases in a German sentence. So we've been giving you little tidbits about that, but now we're going to dig in a bit more and go into a little bit more detail about this. And so we have a sample sentence. We have it in different configurations, different word orders, but the basic idea of the sentence is that you're going to the movies with your friends and you're doing it now. So there's time, manner, and place involved here. The timing is now, the manner in which you're doing it is with your friends, and the place is the movies. You're going to the movies. So you're telling someone when you're going, with whom you're going, that is the manner in which you're going, and where you're going. It's three different little pieces of information that you want to communicate. Perhaps if you're leaving to go to the movies, you might say this to your family or whoever needs to know this information. And we've pointed out a little bit of difference between German and English. We noted in the previous lesson that, at least for me, when I say a sentence like this, my personal tendency is to want to put the timing last. But in a German sentence, generally, we want to put that first. And fortunately, we have a native German speaker here with us, the fabulous and wonderful Lisa. Lisa, look at example 1 here. It says, I'm going to the movies with my friends now. That sounds natural to me. Number 2 also sounds natural. I'm going to the movies now with my friends. But number 5 does not sound like natural English to me. I'm going now to the movies with my friends. That doesn't sound like anything I would say in English.
How about number 6?
I'm going now with my friends. Yeah, that just doesn't sound as natural to me as 1 and 2.
Yes.
Or even 3. Any of the ones where the word now is not first sound more natural to me than the ones where the word now is first. How do you feel about that as a native German speaker? What are your thoughts?
Well, if I'm translating them in my mind, it would pretty much be the opposite. So number 6 is the one I would go for in German.
So I find this interesting that we have a natural difference in the order we'd put things in. And I guess this would be a fun exercise for our listeners to ask yourselves, what order sounds most natural to you? If you wanted to express time, manner, and place all in one sentence in English, what order would you put the words in? And so we're not asking you this because we want to test you somehow. The reason we're asking you this is to raise your awareness, to make you think about the different elements that go into a sentence. And that way in your mind, you can rearrange them a bit and prepare yourself for how you might say this in German. It's kind of a preparatory exercise, I suppose. Lisa, sometimes when I'm studying Latin, they tell us that more important things or things that the writer wants to emphasize can get fronted. They can get thrown toward the front of the sentence.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever see that happening in German too? Like if someone wants to emphasize a certain part of the sentence, can they shift the word order around?
Yes, they can.
Could you say a quick word about that?
So as you said, it's just you put that element that you want to give the stress to or the emphasis to in the front, because that way it gets noticed first. So you will often see that happening with adverbial phrases of time.
Another thing that comes into the picture is voice emphasis. If you're speaking these things to someone, you might put a certain emphasis on a certain word. For instance, example number 1, I'm going to the movies with my friends now. That just sounds like a statement. But if I say, I'm going to the movies with my friends now, that starts to sound different, like I'm trying to emphasize the fact that it's right now as opposed to 5 minutes from now. Maybe I'm late for the movies.
Yes. Your voice is a very powerful tool that you can use to bring certain messages across.
And so in a written format, it's hard to show that same emphasis. So that's a difference between written language and spoken language, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
So before we go, one last quick reminder. Time, manner, place. You have these 3 elements that go in a certain order. And if one of them is missing, the other two will still be in that same order. And we have some examples here at the end of the lesson. So as long as you keep that same order, you'll be in good shape. And I would dare to say that your sentences in German will sound more authentic, more like real German, like something an actual native speaker would say.
I agree.